Welcome and thank you for checking out my little video. Have you had a recent breakup? Here's how to get your boyfriend back. It's really not very difficult. Have heart. People get back together every single day. Now the first thing we need to do is open up our line of communication and have them returning our phone calls. And that's usually a problem after a breakup. They don't want to answer the phone or they don't return our messages. So that's what we're going to talk about first. But before that, I want to talk about a few things that we tend to do with the phone that we shouldn't be doing. Are you guilty of drunken dialing? What that means is you go out for drinks with a few of your friends, and first thing you know, it's 3 o'clock in the morning and you're on the phone sobbing with your ex and professing your undying love and all that. It doesn't work. Don't bother. How about calling your ex several times a day? That doesn't work either. Will actually drive them further away from you. Plus, now they call that stalking. It could end up scaring your ex and actually getting you into legal difficulties. Have you been text messaging and emailing constantly? They call that text message terrorism. Another form of stalking. Doesn't work. Are you constantly checking your email and voicemail to see if he or she has called? And they haven't. If you want to get your ex to return your calls, there are some magic words that will work when nothing else will. And I mean every single time. This will get them to return your calls. But first, let's cover what almost never works so that you don't make these same mistakes. And worse, these mistakes will put you in an awful psychological position. The types of message to avoid leaving usually fall into one of two categories. First, we have the plead. This type of call usually sounds like, "John, please call me. This is the third time I've called. I have to talk to you." Or we have the emergency. "Cindy, this is an emergency. Please call me as soon as you get this." Now both of these are doomed to failure. It doesn't take a whole lot of thought to figure out why, so I'm not going to harp on them today. So what do? How do you get your ex to return your calls? It's really very simple. Two of the most powerful forces in the human mind are curiosity and self-interest. The big secret is, when you combine the two, it becomes almost magical and works nearly every single time. Warning: please have an underlying strategy in place before you call. If you apply this technique with no underlying strategy, when they call you back, and they will, you can do more damage than good if you don't handle it correctly. In other words, what you do before, during, and after you get them to call is more important than getting them to return your call in the first place. That's the easy part. Here's how to get them to return your call. Here's what you can say that works nearly every single time. Now I'm assuming that they're not returning your messages and they're not answering the phone when you call, but if they did answer the phone and you're talking to them live, this will still work, so don't worry. In a friendly tone, you would say, "Hi John, it's Cindy." Or, "Hi Cindy, it's John. I wanted to let you know I appreciate what you did for me. Call me because I want to thank you in person." And that's all. Don't say anything else. Do not be tempted to explain anything. Don't be tempted to profess your undying love. Just say those words exactly as written and hang up. Now, do you see how that uses both curiosity and self-interest? John will not be able to resist. He'll be thinking, what did I do? What does she appreciate? Or Cindy. And I use these messages or slides for both males and females, so that's a little gender problem here. Now since this is a positive message, he'll be feeling good about it and won't mind calling you back. Now remember the warning. Before you call, you have to do the setup, which is figuring out what he or she did that you appreciate. It doesn't have to be any big deal. It can be any little small thing, but it does have to be plausible. It has to be something where when you say that you appreciated it, they'll think, well, maybe they did appreciate that. This is just the opening move, though. There's a lot more. But if you follow my system, you will get your ex back. It's not that difficult. Now, for more information on how to set up the call I just described, and there is more, these little videos have to be kind of short. And to learn the rest of the making up system, just go to http://www.theprosays.com/makeup.html. Go on over there, check it out. I think you'll be amazed at how easy it is to get your ex back and how fast it happens as well. No, seriously, go over there right now.